With the Iowa caucuses happening today, the early selection process for presidential nominees has begun. And while Democrats opted not to make Iowa the first state to speak up in their party, they have moved Michigan up to be one of the early states to show their preferences.
Political reporter Rick Albin here now with more on that. Rick?
Brian and Sue, Iowa will still be important for the Republican undercard. Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis both need to finish second to Trump's expected route. New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina follow. Then it's on to Michigan, but who will still be in the race? For Democrats, with an incumbent president, there is really no contest to speak of. If the GOP, if Haley comes in second in Iowa, she's less than 15 percentage points in average polling behind Trump in New Hampshire. A good showing there keeps her alive, but just before Michigan, it's her home state of South Carolina. She's currently shown trailing Trump by an average of 30 points there. If she doesn't win the state where she served as governor, will her campaign continue to Michigan? It's a topic I discussed with Governor Whitmer, who was the driving force behind moving the primary forward at the end of last year. And she says that going forward, she thinks it will give Michigan a bigger voice. In fairness, Governor, there isn't a field when it comes to Democrats. I mean, there's Joe Biden, and then anybody else that's got 6%. So, I mean, that primary, if it stays as it is today.
Yes, an incumbent president usually is the nominee.
And for the Republicans, they're only selecting a small percentage of their delegates. So I get it, I understand. As a reporter, I love the idea that Michigan is going earlier. Just seems to me that in 2024, it may not be quite that big a deal.
Well, in 2028, it'll be open on both sides, and I'm sure it'll be mayhem. But it does look like we might know who the two candidates are. But like I said, you never know until the voters speak, and Michigan's finally going to have our voice heard louder, earlier, and I think that's going to be a good thing for us in the long run.
Governor probably has a point going forward. In an electorally important state like Michigan, particularly for Democrats, having an early primary could be a very attractive target. Because of the current two front runners from the major parties dominating the race this year, we may not see the attention some had wanted. But in years to come, it may well become a must-stop for any candidate running for president. Sue?